Well, this is something. So I went back to the engine room because although I thought I did everything earlier, it seems like things got reset in between when I was playing this game before, so... Oh.
Engines operational.
Whoa. Okay. Load, okay. Alright. I'll just leave and assume that's okay. So now what do I do? I'm not completely sure. Do I need to be here? Ah! Okay. Defense is locked. I've been here before, but I really didn't think too much of it because I was worried about just exploring the place. Damn it. Well, it's dead, which is the important part of it. Systems. Computers are offline. Defense is locked. And I'm pretty sure that's the biohazard sign, meaning that there's, you know, been stuff. Okay, that's orbit lock engaged, autopilot disabled. Navigation server offline. So I think we need to get the computers online, possibly. Okay, the lights don't have a thing, but that's fine. Survey is on, diagnostics on, medbay. Oh, KV shortage. KV overload, okay. 13 is too much, okay. They're online. Okay. Okay, online. The only thing that's locked is the defense. Okay, so maybe I can try looking at the survey again. Survey is online. And I think the reason we need the medbay online is because when we get the ship set on its course, it's gonna have to... I was hoping to get that off. Oh well. The ship is going to get its course set. It's going to be on autopilot, and we're going to go to like frozen sleep. Looky what I found. It's a fuse. I don't want to play basketball with you. Sorry. Okay. Haha! Lights are online. Okay. Navigation is still a problem. Oh! Do the computers actually work now? Thank you for your email regarding the T-606 range of automated defense turrets. I'm afraid I am not at liberty to discuss the uses for which other organizations have put our equipment, but I can indeed confirm that the force field deactivation switches are almost placed outside the range of the field itself before the unit can be activated. This is a safety feature and a legal requirement. Understood. This is an informal message. It's off the record, asshole. A man in my position can chew. Oh, who's this from? Subject behavior. From Prescott Sully. Oh. Chew your balls off from the other side of the galaxy and know that his words will stay just between the two of us. Unlike those messages of yours which you thought were so nicely encrypted that we'd never intercept them. You'll be pleased to know that we've decided against disciplinary actions. The misogyny, narcissism, and sociopathy which our resident psych tells me you display in great measure stop just short of enough of outright insubordination to save your ass. But when you get back, and you and I are going to need to have a long talk about your future career. I'll say this once. I have complete faith in Commander Zhao and her ability to lead the mission. Your gender has no bearing on this. Intersexuality is none of your business. I'm still considering what extent I'll be useful for her to know of your views. Oh, I see. So he was a jerk. What's this? That's kind of hard to see, but that's a lot of words. Oh. Minor incident report. I've seen a message from Lieutenant Solomon Agnew to say that one of the security robots had gone westworld in the recreation area. Unfamiliar with the reference, I was unsure how to respond, but I immediately attended to the incident and found that Unit 15 had malfunctioned and was attempting to use its neuro-disabler on the soda vending machine. I immediately deactivated it and moved it to the engineering area. I'm currently looking into possible causes for the malfunction. Unit 15's last regular service was on the 20th of December, and at this time no problems were noted. Unit 15 is out of service until I have determined the cause of the malfunction. At my request, Captain Zhao convened an informal meeting in conference room and was agreed by Lieutenant Agnew that he would desist from using references to popular culture during the performance of his duties. 10. Okay. Well, that's cool, though. I have access to the computers now. Plus, all the lights are on, which is also really good. There's messages in here, too. This is Solomon's thing. Captain Agnew, that's fine. Go to Contact, do not throw if you think you could shed some light. Just stress that any data is confidential. He'll know the drill right away. Oh, this is from Prescott as well. Okay. To be honest, it's not important that we have a complete analysis at this stage, only that the specimen can be returned to us intact. There's no need to deviate from protocol as we discussed last month. Bag it up and bring it back. Alright. From Dr. Maffrin, whatever. Unique structure. Dear Solomon, it's always an unexpected pleasure to hear from an old student. I remember you with great fondness. I'm not surprised in the least to hear that your career has taken a literally stellar turn. I'm afraid, however, that I do not feel fully equipped to answer your questions just yet. The cellular structure you described is unlike anything I've previously encountered. Utterly fascinating. I will pore over your data in the coming days and reply in greater length with my observations and suggestions as soon as I can. In the meantime, this brief replies an old man's assurance that his dwindling but still vigorous powers are entirely at your disposal. Aw. Okay. Well, that's cool. Now that I have, like, access to like, seeing things, it's much easier to get around here. And her computer should be on, right? Oh, it doesn't really matter. Okay. From Sully. I'd like to offer my congratulations on the successful first phase of your mission. You've fully justified the great faith I had in your abilities. Once preliminary analysis is complete, there will be no reason to delay in orbit, but you should set an immediate return course for Earth. The safe delivery of the samples is now your chief priority. Maintain a firm hold of your crew. Sully, quarantine? Quarantine measures may be followed according to your prior instructions. I must once again stress, however, that the safety of the samples takes precedence over all other considerations. The answer to your second question is yes. I have absolute trust in your judgment and will support any disciplinary measures you consider necessary. An operative has been dispatched to assist in restoring your engine power. It should be with you 75 to 80 days. If you manage to restore power before this time, then do not hesitate to set a return course. Okay, that was us. Okay. And then there's still this. Still that, which is locked. I did dumb. That was sitting right there. I'm pretty sure that's what I need for the navigation stuff. Anyway, messages. Okay, this is going to be a bit awkward. Oh, here we go. Thank you for submitting your essay, The New Gods, a Transhumanist Manifesto, for our consideration. We appreciate your thinking of this, but I'm afraid we appreciate your thinking. We have decided it does not quite fit with the ethos of our journal. It is perhaps a little heavy on personal opinion for the taste of our readership. We wish you success and other stuff. I hope you are well. Jocelyn, I think of you often and pray for your safe return. I'm sure your work must be wonderfully rewarding, but I do hope you spare a thought for us now and then. Our financial worries are one small thorn in an otherwise blessed existence, but I won't bore you with all of that now. I'm sure it remains of little interest to you. It may interest you very slightly, however, to hear that father passed last month. He never quite forgave you for turning your back on the faith in which you were brought up and nurtured, but he did ask for you at the end. I did not think it was appropriate to pass on the rather bitter message for him with which you ended your last letter to me. The funeral will be held on the 23rd. I will lay a wreath for you and my own expense. Okay. And that's that. Okay, so I have all the navigation stuff. But now that I'm here, I might as well go through their personal computers too. Because why not? Dear Aunt Lucy, thank you for your letter and the lofty photo of the spaceship. It looks very, very, very massive and nice. Charlie and me sometimes play spacemen like you, and we have a cardboard box that when the aliens come, Charlie zaps them with the gun, and Charlie says, take that. Have you zapped aliens? I am year 2 now at school, and I miss you very, 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 very much. Mommy says she doesn't need to do my spelling because I am too clever. Lots and lots of love from Thomas. Oh, that's cute. Dearest Lucy, it's that day again. How dreadful that I haven't written a word to you since this day last year. I hope you know that you're often in my thoughts. I look at the night sky sometimes, and there you are. The old muse hasn't entirely abandoned me, you know. I remember the first time Jennifer brought you here to visit me. I told her then that you were someone special, that she shouldn't let you go. She looked at me with that wry smile. She already knew, of course. She didn't need her mother to tell her that. I visited her today and told her all our news. The Forsythia is magnificently in bloom again, but it begins to encroach a little on the plot. I talked to the churchwarden about it, and he was very understanding. I will write to you again soon, my dear, and more in length. With eternal fondness, Marjorie. Aww. Probably the mother of her girlfriend, the commander's girlfriend, be my guess. All right. 2 unread messages. Hi, Salmon. You'll be pleased to hear that powers that have decided to run The View from Space column for another 12 issues at least. All credit to you for proving that it's more than just a gimmick. That said, could you try and work a few more personal bits into your reviews again? I mean, your analysis is great, but a lot of our readers really dug all that loneliness of space, puts things into perspective stuff. Gotta give the public what they want. By the way, don't shoot the messenger, but the chief is on my back about the review of Overlook. You'll really have it soon, right? Take care, pal. Also, he's like an editor or reviewer for things. Okay. Hi, sweetheart. Nice to speak to you on the phone from Mission Control the other day. They were really good to me, and the lady in charge of the communications room, Marnie, even gave me a little tour of the base. Sounded just like you were on the next room. People always say that, but I mean, wow. You're not even on the planet. I miss you so much. I drove up to see Daddy at the cabin the other day, and I think I cried the whole time. It's not fair on him, but I know I still get like that sometimes. 2 years is a long time, but you're worth it. I love you, I love you, I love you. Aww. And what's this? Okay, so there's no Kubrick and there's no Jack. King washed his hands of this whole thing after the studio turned his script inside out. Hell, they couldn't even film at the same locations. But does this mean we should follow the advice of the movie style and overlook it completely? I'm gonna stand up and disagree. Sure, it's not a patch on its more famous prequel, but this flick has a lot going for it. Take the way the phantoms kind of blend into one another, churn together like a crazy wallpaper in the jungle suite. It's as if the hotel itself is one big ghost, a mess of memories and ancient murders. When the porter refers to Torrance, he says that he... And that's that. Hey, I missed this.
Hello. I am on the voice recording.
Oh, he's drunk.
Hello.
He's very drunk.
Our computers are all down at the moment, which is nice because we're only in the middle of deep space, after all. So, for now, we have to use these little thingies from the labs to record stuff, or otherwise actually write it down like cavemen. The captain is scribbling on the bits and pages of old books. Anyways, I can't send a message to you on my birthday. Hey, it's my birthday! I'm 36 today! 36 solid years of me. So I can't speak directly to you, but at least I could have sent a message on its way. And I was kind of looking forward to that. It would have been... I can't even tell you half of what I've seen, babe. Oh, I miss you so badly. I mean, it's not just that you could tell I'm a little bit drunk. I've had a couple, but it's not that. I think about you all the time. I think about you in the mornings, in your face, in your hair. It's like Roman hair. You know what I mean? It's like beautiful Roman hair. Shit, I can't remember what it. I'm gonna come back.
Alright, okay. Alright. Ugh. Oh. I decided to play the arcade game. Whoa. Zombie King? Whoa! Whoa! Did I win? Oh. Oh, well. Never mind. How do I leave? I don't want to keep playing this. I already beat it. I don't want to do this anymore. Here, just kill me. There we go. Oh, that was a funny scream. Whoa! Okay. To my soulmate, Jennifer. The unusual death of Governor Lee. On mid-autumn day of that year, the scholar Wen Yuan was dining with his friend Li Zhang who held the position of governor in the prefecture of Wanan. After dinner they sat together in the garden, drinking wine and enjoying the splendor of the full moon and the comfort of unspoken words between old friends. "Governor Lee," said Wen Yuan, "such a beautiful night should not go unremembered. Perhaps you would honor me by composing a few words." His friend smiled gently and replaced his wine cup on the table. Then he looked up through the trees with the bright disk of the moon and began slowly to speak these words. "On a night in Yuan, the yellow owl calls softly. The moon and I are blessed by a friend from afar." After these words there was a long pause, then Scholar Wen spoke with an earnest tone to his friend. "Old friend, do you not know what the yellow owl is sacred to Yan Wang, the god of death? Can it be wise to mention him in a poem, even one so beautiful as yours?" "Valued friend," says the governor, "I do know this, but I see no dishonor or danger in speaking of Yan Wang. After all, life and death have their own rules, and he who is great enough to preside over them must be a very just man indeed." Scholar Wen nodded slowly and poured the wine. Then they passed a happy evening together, drinking and playing chess beneath a bright round moon. The next day some of the local villagers arrived at the doors to Governor Lee's home, asking to speak with him. Their faces showed both fear and confusion. A baby had been born to a girl who nobody had thought to be pregnant, and more shockingly, it had no facial features or sexual organs. Perhaps the most surprising thing of all was that the child came into this world clutching in its hand a scroll addressed to Governor Lee. The governor took the baby into his house and gave it to the care of his wife's mother. Then he entered into his study and opened the scroll. On the parchment, which gave off a faint odor of peony flowers, the following words were written. "Honorable Governor Lee, this child is your death, a gift to you in gratitude for your kind words. He will live under your roof and be as cordial to you as you are to him. When it is your appointed time to die, you will do so at his hands, and he will help to send you comfortably to your journey to my domain. I look forward to my time many years from now when we will drink a cup of wine together." The letter was stamped with the red seal of Yan Wang, the god of death. Over the next month the child grew very quickly. On the 5th day, eyes and mouth appeared below the skin, swimming slowly towards the surface like fish in the river. On the 7th day, the child's sex was pronounced to be male, and he had almost doubled in height. By the 13th day, people realized that he looked very much like a young Governor Lee, who said that this was natural, as he is to be my death. The boy also began to speak, as he proved himself to be very courteous, well-mannered, and a diligent student. By the time the moon was once again full, the boy had become a man, in appearance exactly the same as Governor Lee, and also sharing his voice, mannerisms, and even his memories. Governor Lee gave him one of his own gowns to wear, and very finest, and after dinner that evening he took him to one side. "I can no longer call you my younger brother," he said. "Instead, we must treat each other as equals and close friends. Do you like the name Li Zhan?" "You must already know that I like that name very much," said the other. "When we look upon the full moon this evening, I sense that your childhood will be complete, and we will be of one mind in all things. Even our memories will be identical. When that happens, I would like for us to be sharing some wine together in the garden. I would also like that greatly. These are difficult times for the two of us, and I share your opinion that wine would do us much good." That evening the governor and his death shared a large jug of wine together in the garden, and none were permitted to approach them until the morning, although many heard their voices raised in merry song at different hours of the night. When the rooster crowed at dawn, the two men came back into the house. It was obvious to all people that they had been drinking heavily the night before, and they had also exchanged certain of their garments. In fact, they had become drunk on purpose, so that in the morning they would not remember which of them had been the governor when they had sat down at the table, and which of them had been his double. The idea I have worked, so now they drew a slip of paper each to see who would keep the name Li Zhang and govern the prefecture, and who should take the name Li Zhan. Okay. Many years passed, and two men, as they grew further apart in character and appearance, grew closer in friendship. Governor Li was widely considered to be just and capable a ruler, and Li Zhan, with the assistance of Wen Yuan, became a scholar and calligrapher of wide renown. The three men spent many enjoyable hours together playing chess and discussing poetry until the hairs of their heads and beards were as white as the apple blossom. When the war came to the region, Governor Lee, who was a peaceful man by nature, was forced to take sides. He chose wrongly, but his life was spared by the victorious army, whose general had once been treated very kindly by the governor. Even so, the people of Yuanan suffered greatly. The soldiers took women and children as they pleased, and no one who stood against them was killed without mercy. The fields were stripped bare, the streams clogged with bright butchered bodies, and the walls of the house stained with blood. In the marketplace they cut off the heads of 30 men, including the gentle scholar Wen Yan, and kicked them through the dust. Governor Li and Li Zhan were distraught. When they tried to stop the violence, they were jeered at by the soldiers, who were afraid to kill them, but thought nothing of mocking them openly. Eventually, their beloved town in ruins, they left together to climb the Mingfeng Mountain, 2 old men supporting each other as they walked. At the top of the mountain, they said their goodbyes, and then on the highest peak, they fulfilled the duty laid on one of them many years before by a god, and assisted each other to a single death on the rocks below. The town recovered to be become a site famous through all China for the delicacy of its tea and the rich flavor of the mushrooms, which bubbled from its fertile soil. On Mid-Autumn Day, local people say the sounds of merriment can sometimes be heard from Mingfeng Mountain, as Governor Li raises a cup of wine with Yan Wang, the god of death. Alright. I'll leave that be then. That was weird.